So day 2, after a really long day 1, or day 1.5 really, we had a great night's sleep at the Hilton in Hurghada. Almost slept through breakfast, but managed to get up in time to have a wonderful breakfast buffet, which I forgot to take video of. But then went into the city, did a little bit of shopping, got a few things, but you can see here some of the streets. So at one point we did invite everybody back to the room because we had a ginormous room. It was actually an apartment. There were 3 bathrooms. There's this little tiny bathroom, then this big great room with kitchen and a couple of bedrooms, full ensuite bathrooms, and even the outdoor patio is absolutely gorgeous and humongous. So because we were only staying the one night, we did check out around 3 o'clock, but then sat for a couple of hours in the hotel. And the view in the hotel was absolutely stunning. You can see here the beach and the water was absolutely gorgeous. Kind of a cool chair just randomly in the middle of the hotel. Glitzy. Now the interesting part came when we loaded up to go to the boat, and they brought a truck for everyone's luggage, and they put everyone's luggage in this truck. And as you can see, it was a little bit like Tetris. Now you might be saying, something's gonna fall off that truck. And if you're thinking that, you might be right. Because not far down the road, as we're going through the middle of Hurghada, guess what happened? Luggage fell off the back of the truck. And then, of course, in the middle of Hurghada, they had to repackage all the luggage in the middle of the town, in the middle of the street. Nonetheless, no harm done. We continued on our trip to the boat. And here you got to see a little bit of the city. Now, very excited, we got to go on board, and when we get on board, you can see the dive deck here, and a little ways down, it's where we put all our dive gear and where we get geared up. And then we actually go for a little bit of a general briefing before we get our rooms, before we actually do any of the paperwork and that kind of stuff. So that little dive briefing happens first. So after this dive briefing, we got our rooms, and so I'll give you a quick tour of the room, and then we had a nice dinner, and it was wonderful. I took a picture of the salad and the beef, but I forgot to take a picture of the dessert, which was every bit just as good. Anyway, it was a lovely second day. Tomorrow, we're actually going to start diving, so we're staying in port for the night, and then we will be diving tomorrow morning. Anyway, talk to you tomorrow.